Friends, in this video, I'm going to give you all the info you need to know about 2025 based on your numerology. And hello, I'm Salimah, yoga therapist and numerologist. Let's get started. I want you to know this, that I'm going to give you a snapshot of what 2025 is going to feel like and look like based on your lessons, the blessings that are available to you, and also how you could navigate relationships. And remember, this is a little sneak peek. If you want your full numerology reading, check the description box below and book a consult. I'd be delighted to meet with you, and we'll go into a full range of all 5 numbers of your numerology and your personal trajectory through 2025. All right, so let's get started now. 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 brings us to the year 9. So in the trajectory of world history, we're looking at a number 9. And what number 9 tells us is that we're at the end, almost at the end of a 10-year chapter. Every 10 years, a cycle renews. And this is true for you personally, and it's true for the planet, it's true for world history, it's true for everything. So what you're going to be noticing in 2025 globally is this idea of endings. The way things used to be, it's starting to shift, it's starting to change. Why? Because in a year or two, there is a new mountain coming, a new life cycle coming, a new journey coming. And in order for that new journey to start, this old journey has to complete. And so you probably already started to see that. The economy is changing, political climate's changing, and different leaders are starting to shape how we look at the world. Okay, so keep that in mind as you think about your personal numerology. Let's dive in. If you're born in January, you are a natural leader. That is your lesson. That's the thing that you came here to do. The blessing in this is that standing out and allowing yourself to be noticed is a really important thing. And that means taking responsibility, being accountable, and making sure that you live in balance with all of that. In other words, you're not overworking yourself, but rather taking a look at scenarios and figuring out how you can add to this situation with your presence. And when you're not needed, you shift yourself. In relationships, the same idea is that if you want someone or something in a relationship, you got to say it. Okay? Now remember, if you want more, check the description box below and book your numerology consult. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. If you're born in February, your lesson is about being discerning. When you see a red flag, don't call it a green flag because you want to go and try and fix things. See it for what it is, okay? Because you are incredibly discerning, and using that skill to navigate in your relationships, in your work life, in your studies, whatever it is that you're doing is really important. In another kind of life, you would be a quality assurance kind of person. You would be an accountant, very focused on the details. And so that's what you need to focus on. The blessing in all of this is it is really hard for you to go astray. And if you do, you go really astray. And so remember to come back to your gut feelings. Is a certain person vibing with you? Do you feel a connection, or do you feel a repulsion? And if you feel repulsed, then you give some distance. In relationships, there is a need for you to belong. So you like to be part of things. You like to be part of a group process. And I want to just remind you that you belong to yourself first, and you belong to the universe as well. So if people are not behaving the way that you want them to, just remember that you always have yourself, and you have the whole entire universe behind you to ask for what you need, okay? Description box, numerology consult. I'll do that just for you. If you're born in March, 3rd month, your lesson is how to come to balance, how to balance your head and your heart and your conscious and your subconscious, and to come out of these really wild pendulum swings that you have with your moods. That's the lesson. Okay. Meditation is the best way to go. The blessing in all of this is that you are incredibly creative. You can make something out of nothing. You can see the beauty in something that other people would just bypass. And that is incredible. I would always want someone like that on my team because you can see opportunity. And those opportunities are coming your way in 2025. Allow them to come. In relationships, remember that this up and down is sometimes difficult for the people around you to understand. They want to know you, they want to get to know you, and it's also important that you create the mental hygiene so that they can get to know you. Are you feeling me? Okay. Now, I'm born on the 3rd, so I know a little bit about this, so please, if you're interested, description box, numerology consult, amazing. If you're born in April, your place in all of this, your lesson in all of this is about being neutral. In other words, when you have a choice to act or react, please take action first. Do what's in yourself to do. Let the world freak out, let them go through their dramas, but you hold steady to what it is that you need in your life. Because that way, the blessing in that is that you have amazing perspective. Because when you're calm and you're neutral, you can see the big picture. You're not getting caught up in everybody else's drama, but rather you can step back and say, okay, life is just lifing, or they're just having their time, and it doesn't need to include me because that's not about me. And that's what you need to hold on to, is this feeling of neutral. There are practices here on my channel about remaining neutral, and I highly recommend if you're born in April. Your relationships are about seeing eye to eye, finding a way to bridge gaps. And so you will, by nature, have people in your lives who are quite different from you. And that's a good thing. Remember to apply that idea of neutrality. In other words, when someone has very strong opinions about something, that you give them space and that you also hold on to your viewpoints. Okay? Link in the description box, your numerology consult. If you're born in the 5th month, May, it is your time to pay attention to your physical body. The life lesson here is for you to be embodied, okay? And I'm not giving you diet and fitness advice. What I'm saying is you might have spent time only up here in your mind. You might have spent time disassociated from how you feel, or, trying to put some distance between your feelings and how you have to show up in your life. Please make this the year where you come back to you. You come back to living inside of here, paying attention to what you're eating, how you're drinking, how you're moving, so that you can feel like this vessel belongs to you. Okay, so that's the blessing, is that you can really expand your self-awareness by using the clues of your body. In relationships, here's the thing about you, is that words in the air are invisible. When you are in relationship with someone, you let them talk, but their actions are going to mean a lot to you. And that's what you need to focus on. If somebody's saying, hey, yes, I love you, I like you, let's go and do this thing, but their actions show you differently, they're indifferent, or they're not showing up on time, or not giving you the evidence of what their words are saying, that's time to really, really evaluate. And certainly I can help you with that. A numerology consult is a really important way to understand what your soul wanted for you in this lifetime, what lessons, how to be guided by something higher and more profound than our daily triggers, okay? And that's what numerology is. It's an opportunity to connect with your soul's mission here and to get clarity, not just on what your challenges and blessings are, but all of the numbers. And that includes very personalized idea of what 2025 is going to be for you. If you were born in June, I love you guys. Gemini gets a bad rap, but I want to say that part of your being born in June is that the lesson you're learning is about how to pay attention to the sacred, how to take your hobbies, how to take your interests, and how to prioritize those things, not allow them to be dismissed or, number 10 on your list of priorities, but rather to say, I really love this, so I'm going to pursue this. This gives me joy. This brings me fulfillment and wholeness. I'm going to pursue that. And that's a really important piece, because you are holding those blessings for all of us. You're showing all of us how to do that. And we want those lessons. We need those lessons. I mean, if you look anywhere, there's so much hype, but what is actually sacred. And that's what we want to pay attention to. So you have a big mission to pull forward. And I don't mean to scare you by that. I mean to say, do it purposefully, because your focus and your energy is really going to be helpful. In relationship with others, look for companions who respect this about you, that you are driven by other things other than work and money, and that you have a sacred side, that you want to contemplate, you want to meditate, you want to be out in nature, you want to do those rituals that allow people to come together. And so it's very important for you then to also go out and find those people who are going to support that, because you have so much to offer. You really do. Link in the description box for your numerology consult. Let's do this. If you're born in July, like yours truly, I know a few things about this. Here are your lessons: patience and boundaries. Okay, I'm going to condense them because I can't give you everything in this moment, but I can give you some really highlights. Patience and boundaries. You can't have love without patience, and you can't have patience without love. And as you operate in that way of, giving people enough chance to make corrections, but not being so patient with them that you lose patience with yourself. Yeah. So there is some contradictions here. And the way through, the blessing in all of this is that you have the ability to bring about what you think about. So if you're looking for changes in your relationships, in your family situation, in your work situation, focusing on it, getting really clear about it is going to move mountains. Because for you and for me, having that sense of what is it that I do want, never mind what I don't want, but what do I want, really helps to move things along. And in order to do that, you have to have good boundaries, because your energy is free flowing. You're really good at manifesting, and you can manifest a bad mood, you can manifest money, you can manifest just about anything. And so be very clear on your boundaries of energy so that in relationship with others, you can start to bring about the changes that you really want. And I'm listening to myself because that's really good advice. And if you're looking for your own personalized session, remember that you can always check the description box and let's get in contact. Let's sit down for 60 minutes. Let's go through it. Let's move through it so that you have clarity. And when you are clear, you can be kind. That's really important. If you're born in August, the 8th month, you have infinite energy. Look at that figure 8, that infinity sign. Your lesson here is, how do I heal myself? Yes, everyone around me needs my support and my guidance and my energy and all those things, but also what do I need? Because your energy is infinite, you can keep giving. And that's beautiful. I've met lots of nurses and doctors and teachers who are born in August. And I want to just remind you that you get to have a little bit of that for yourself. You get to think about, what is it that I'm fueling myself with? Have I eaten today? Have I drank water today? You're allowed to ask those questions, because the blessing in all of that is that if you are well maintained in your life, your ability to give is generous. You don't have any resentment because it's just part of how you do. And in relationship with others, it is really important for you to come to that place where you're not overgiving. Remember that relationships are not 50-50 all the time. Sometimes they're 30-70, and that's okay. But what is important is that when it tips to 30-70, there are also times where it becomes 70-30 in your favor, all right? So look around for that. Make sure that that's happening. Numerology consult for you would be divine. If you're born in September, your lessons here are how to use your silence as much as it is about using your voice. So if you notice that you're talking and talking and talking and nobody's listening, time to be quiet, time to influence with your energy and not just your words, to take action for yourself that sets a precedent for your home life, for your work life, for your personal life. And that's really, really important, because you are naturally, your blessings are that you are naturally graceful and elegant and sophisticated. And look for those places where you can shine in that way. Look for those places that are elegant and graceful and where you can participate in that vein. Okay. There's a lot to say about September. It's very nuanced. There's a lot. There is little pieces around you that are important to dissect and understand, because when you have that calm understanding of yourself, you can move mountains, and you will. So let's make 2025 about moving those mountains. The description box holds the numerology consult link, and as soon as you do that, you'll make your payment and then book a time, and then together we're going to unpack it all. Now, if you are born in October, there is a lesson here for you, and that is that you are sovereign and radiant. You attract attention, and you may not like it. You may be a little skeptical. Oh, why are they looking at me? Or maybe you don't appreciate compliments on your performance or how you look or how you dress. Maybe you don't like it, but you catch everybody's eye. And I want you to stop running from that. It's really important that you recognize that you've been gifted with a kind of shine that not everybody has. And then your blessing in there is to find good work to do. Good work meaning work that uplifts, work that complements, work that serves, work that supports. And when you do that, lots of attention comes your way. You could think about this like organic marketing. You just catch attention. And that's a really good thing, as long as you feel on purpose with a purpose. Okay, so work is your focus. In relationships, you're kind of take it or leave it. If someone gives you an ultimatum, you're like, meh, I'm out. And watch that tendency, because maybe that other person's looking for your attention, and maybe they don't know how to shine like you do. And maybe they're softer or gentler, or maybe they're wildly aggressive. Whatever it is, your tendency will be to say no. And would like you to open the portal and think about why that's your automatic default, and to really question whether you're giving yourself opportunity to get to know somebody. Okay? That's for you. That's born in October. If you want more, and there's a lot to say about October, please click the description box below. You'll find a numerology consult. It's really important that you know yourself, because you kind of have that power and that ability to influence people, and it should be in a way that is helpful for them and helpful for you. I say that with love. If you're born in November, your lesson is about integration. And that means that all parts of you come to the table, not just the fancy parts or the smart parts, but I want you to remember the vulnerable parts. I want you to remember the part of you that is got innocence and vulnerability, and the part of you that maybe was the nerdy kid or the queer kid or the kid with the short hair. So remember that all parts of you get to come into your life, to be present at the table, because when you do that, you're much more likely to experience a sense of wholeness and a sense of wonder. And the blessing in all of that is that you have a very diverse outlook. The universe is going to keep serving you lots of different experiences. And the thing that you bring to all of us is that you've got a wealth of experience. Maybe in your past you were, taking care of kids, and now you're working in marketing, and maybe you wanted to be a nurse, and you have life experience as a camp counselor. Like, there's so many things that life has given you, because integration, bringing all of this together, was going to be your challenge. In relationship with others, remember that not everybody is worldly as you. Not everybody has been exposed to as many things as you have. And while you have a strong opinion, it's not cool to push those on others. It's good to have an opinion, don't get me wrong, but remember that everybody's coming from a different life experience, and you being a little more gentle about how you express that is going to be helpful. All right. So that's what you need to focus on for 2025. And if you want your own session, remember, I'll go through all the 5 lessons that you're here to experience in this lifetime, how your soul intended you to navigate all the circumstances in your life. That's super important. Description box holds the link. Now, December. You have all the qualities and characteristics of a 1 plus a 2, which equals 3. And so you get all the benefit of that. Very sophisticated type of beings. You also have that little up and down element. You also have that leadership quality. You also have that very discerning mind. And all of that are your lessons, to be watchful, to be mindful, to be contemplating your next moves, not just to make irrational decisions, but to contemplate. And that's the lesson. The blessing in that is that when you got it together, when you are in the flow, nobody can stop you, because you got your groove, you got your creativity, you got your ideas of how you want to move forward, and you use your mind to get there. And round of applause for you. In relationship, you find someone steady and ready. You be around people who can handle your vastness, because you are. And a lesser evolved person will shrink and will shrivel and then blame you for it. But you have the capacity and the ability to thrive. Do that with people who compliment you. Do that with people who are not intimidated by you. Do that with people who have their own stuff going on and that you are part of their joy, but not someone they need to be jealous of, okay? And there you are. 2025 numerology for all of you. Thank you for listening. If you listened to the whole thing, amazing. I'm so happy for that, because now you can look around at the people in your life and say, now I know. And you can navigate accordingly. And if you listen to your chunk and maybe your partners or maybe your kids, amazing. As long as you got the information you need, I'm super satisfied for you. The best way now to move this information forward is to learn about all 5 numbers. Who am I? What am I here to learn? What are my gifts? What is my life purpose? And how do I transform? I think that number is really profound. And of course, your metric for what 2025 is going to be about. In 1 hour, we'll cover all of that. And then afterwards, I'll send you details about the consult, what we talked about, a playlist of mantras, a Kundalini yoga practice, especially for you, given what your numerology is saying, and other opportunities for us to work together. And those include yoga therapy, Kundalini yoga training, more numerology, and harmony within, group mentoring. Okay, so lots and lots of ways for us to work together in 2025. I'm super excited. Remember, I'm born in July, so I'm going to be moving a lot of content out here, and I have all the great support to do it. And I have you. So if you do me a favor and share this with a friend, let people know, tag somebody, bring them here, make a comment, drop a comment, let me know, was it accurate? And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.